Welcome to the ultimate script breakdown speaking skills masterclass. My name's Steve Trister, and for nearly 2 decades, I've been a speaking skills coach to entrepreneurs, professional speakers, C-level execs, business owners, and I also run an agency function of my business called Video Sales Expert, which creates video sales letters for service-based businesses who use a book or call funnel. And I am super excited to be sharing this video with you today. This is for you if you have a YouTube script, a video sales letter script, an ad script, any kind of script that you're going to use to communicate a message between now and the end of your professional career. This process and what I'm going to share with you is going to be a game changer if you implement it. If you want to be more impactful when you speak, if you want to hold attention for longer when you speak, if you want to be more memorable when you speak, if you want to influence and persuade the person or the people watching your video more, then you have to watch this. I'm going deep. I'm going very detailed, so stay focused. I actually don't know how long this video is going to be at the start of filming this, but I'm really excited to share with you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this mode here, and this script that you can see right now on the screen is my current video sales letter script. I know it really well. I'm very familiar with it. I just thought it'd be really easy to do. Now, by the end of this video, this script is going to have a lot of marks on it. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole script because it doesn't make sense. I'm going to show you a portion. I'm probably going to actually just do this portion here because it's going to get intense and it's going to expand your thinking of what is possible. Now, I do have a key here and it's currently blacked out because I don't want you to see everything right now and start thinking ahead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the first element. Now, these 3 at the bottom here, we're not going to have time to go through, and actually it's going to be way too overwhelming for you. Maybe even one of these will be a lot, but at least you can pause it and come back to this video as well. Now, the first thing we're going to do is this. I'm just going to uncover what this is, and this is about a beat. And a beat is when a new thought or piece of information comes into play within a sentence. And you might be going, what does that even mean, Stephen? Well, I'm going to share exactly what that is right now. And to show you where a beat is, I'm going to actually put this red / there. Okay, so I'm just going to read this just at a normal pace without any inflection, without anything here. So building genuine trust at speed with your prospects is the name of the game. It has to be the number one focus for you and I when it comes to a prospect hitting our landing page or website. It's not interesting. It's boring. Now, when you start to add the beats, and you're going to have to slow down when you speak. And here's another thing, and I've said this time and time again to people, even though I actually have done this with some workshops over my time as well. And I've said to people, to find the beats, you have to speak it out loud and slow down. Even at my level of expertise, I've been doing it years. I can do it just by looking, but I'm always going to find maybe 1 or 2 extra when I speak it out loud. But for you, if you've never done this, you have to speak it out loud. It's really important. Even if you feel like an idiot, doesn't matter. You won't find all the beats otherwise. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to slow this down and I'm going to put the beats in. So you heard me deliver it before. That was with vomiticus contentinatum, also known as puking content. And a lot of people speak like that, right? On video or when they're delivering a script or whatever it is. So here we go. Okay, I can read. Building genuine trust. Beat. At speed. Beat. With your prospects, now there's always going to be a beat where there's a comma or a period stroke full stop. So we'll put one there because I can see that. Okay, with your prospects is the name of the game. So I'm just going to go back on that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 where there's a full stop. So building genuine trust at speed with your prospects is the name of the game. Now you can already hear there are 4 different elements there. And remember what I said, a beat is where a new thought or piece of information comes into play within a sentence. Really important. Okay, building trust. Okay, that's what we're talking about. At speed with your prospects is the name of the game. Now, it's possible, you could have a beat there after is. Building genuine trust at speed with your prospect is the name of the game. Starts to bring stuff to life. And this is where you're going to start bringing scripts to life that you never thought were possible. And if you don't have a script, use a poem or something, or find some kind of content or whatever. Just by going through this exercise, even if you don't have a script to deliver, is going to massively raise your awareness in how you say what you say. You cannot go back to a speaking skill level that you were at the start and still stay at the same level by going through this process. So even if you haven't got a script, definitely go through this just as an exercise to expand your expression tool belt. Okay, it has to be, beat, the number one focus, beat, for you and I, beat, when it comes, beat, to a prospect, beat, hitting our landing page, beat, or website. Now, I'm going to read this with the beats, nice and slow. Building genuine trust at speed with your prospects is the name of the game. It has to be the number one focus for you and I when it comes to a prospect hitting our landing page or website. Now it starts to come to life. Now let's go and do these ones as well. Without it, beat. Our prospects, beat. Don't have a reason, beat. Okay, could be don't. Without it, our prospects don't have a reason, beat, to stay. And they go off, beat, in search, beat, of another service, beat, that can solve, beat, their challenge. And they ain't ever, beat, coming back again, beat. That's not a fun thought, beat, is it? Beat. Okay, so let's read this one. Without it, our prospects don't have a reason to stay. And they go off in search of another service that can solve their challenge. And they ain't ever coming back again. That's not a fun thought, is it? Now, am I going to deliver it in that way if I was to re-record my VSL? No, I'm not saying that. Please don't get this mixed up. I'm not saying you need to speak that slow and emphasize every single beat, because that's why I said at the start, you're going to need a clean script to kind of forget about the beats, but it's just going through this detail is really important. So if I was to speed that up, let me do the first two paragraphs. Building genuine trust at speed with your prospects is the name of the game. It has to be the number one focus for you and I when it comes to a prospect hitting our landing page or website. Without it, our prospects don't have a reason to stay, and they go off in search of another service that can solve their challenge. And they ain't ever coming back again. That's not a fun thought, is it? So that's much more natural, okay? And in fact, let's do one more with regard to this. Now, beat. What if I told you, beat, there was a way, beat, to build, beat, that genuine trust, beat, with your prospects, beat, in just 6 to 12 minutes, beat, and turn a cold lead, beat, into a warm prospect, beat, who's chomping at the bit, beat, to pay you money, beat, for your service, beat. And not only that, beat, have the potential, beat, of doubling, beat, your qualified calls, beat, with your ideal clients, beat, in the next 90 days, beat. You'd want to know more, beat, right? Beat. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's pop that one down there and let's stick with this. So those are all the beats in there, and there are a lot. There are a lot, and you're only going to find all of them if you speak it out loud. Okay, so that's the process of the beats. Like I said, just going through this is really going to bring your awareness into how you say what you say. And again, it's going to get clunky because you've probably never done this before. And remember to have a clean version of the script so you can unconsciously just remember this process as you go. Because when you go through this and you speak it out loud as you're going, you can't just read it in your head. It's not going to make anywhere near as much difference. You have to speak it out loud. Okay, now the next one. We've gone for the beat. Now, what you're going to do is tonal emphasis. So tonal emphasis is going to be denoted by an underline. Okay? So if we go through this first paragraph, building genuine trust, okay? So genuine trust, there will be underlined. Building genuine trust at speed. So for me, that's underlined as well. Now, this is interesting. Building genuine trust at speed with your prospects. It could be your prospects or your prospects. I'm going to go your prospects because I'm not talking about anyone else's. Is the name of the game. Now, this is the opening, which is why there's a lot of underlining here and tonal emphasis. It has to be the number one focus, okay? Now, it has to be, yeah, okay? The number, for you and I, when it comes to a prospect, hitting our landing page, yeah, we definitely want like hitting there. So read that out. For you and I, when it comes to a prospect, hitting our landing page or website. Without it, yeah, definitely going to underline that. Our prospects don't have a reason. We definitely want don't have a reason to stay. Don't have a reason to stay. Underline that. And they go off, underline that one, in search of another service that can solve their challenge. Right, okay, that can solve their challenge. Now, we might want another service because that's important. And they ain't ever. So right now it's tonal emphasis. Now, the next thing we're going to do after I've done this, it's just popped into my head now to explain it, is we're going to add in words that that have emotion, feeling, or that you can bring to life. Now, some of those words are going to be the same ones as we've underlined. Some of them might not be. Okay, and they ain't ever coming back again. That's not a fun thought, is it? I'm going to underline, not a fun thought, is it? I would emphasize that because I want the person watching to kind of go, no, it's not. So let's do these first two here with regard to the tonal emphasis. Building genuine trust at speed with your prospects is the name of the game. It has to be the number one focus for you and I when it comes to a prospect hitting our landing page or website. Without it, our prospects don't have a reason to stay and they go off in search of another service that can solve their challenge. And they ain't ever coming back again. That's not a fun thought, is it? Now, a lot of this kind of stuff I did when I was at drama school for 3 years, like drilled into us. So I may be making it look easy. I hope you're following along with this. Let me know in the comments what you're finding valuable, what you're finding easy, or what you're struggling with, and I can like potentially reply to you back with some suggestions. If you are, you might be following this really, really easily. Okay, cool. So those here are the ones, yeah, okay, let's have a look. I might as well do these ones as well. Now, underline. What if I told you there was a way to build that genuine trust? Now, I'm going slow now. What I might need to do is actually speed up a bit, say it naturally, and then pick those out. Now, what if I told you there was a way to build that genuine trust with your prospects, or you're there, in just 6 to 12 minutes and turn a cold lead there into a warm prospect there, okay, warm prospect who's chomping at the bit to pay you money, there we go, for your service. Underline that. Okay? And not only that, there we go, only that, have the potential, okay, underline that, of doubling your qualified calls, okay? Now, doubling is a good one. With your ideal clients, definitely with that, in the next 90 days, right, underline that. You'd want to know more, underline that, right? Okay. Now, that's tonal emphasis. So that's really important as well. So the beats will bring stuff to life. Tonal emphasis even more. Now, the next one that I'm about to share with you, if this is the only thing you worked on your script and you actually implemented this in a script, game changer. This concept is called, and it's going to be green text that we highlight with, is called words or phrases you can honor, or honoring the word. So that's words that have feeling, emotion, or you can bring to life. And this, when it comes to speaking skills, is the holy grail for me of communication, because when you can speak and share your message in a way where you can connect emotionally and bring the words to life and you feel something, that is going to conjure up that in your prospects, your audience, whatever it is, because the mirror neurons fire off in their brain, and then that creates that emotion and feeling and stirring of energy or whatever it is within them. But without it, most people just sound boring, monotone, and people go to sleep. They've got vomiticus content in Artem. I don't know. Have you got vomiticus content in item? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, so let's look at this. If we look at this, right? Are there obvious words in this one, in this paragraph here, this top one, that you think have emotion, feeling, or words that you can bring to life? Okay, just have a look at that. Okay, I'm going to share my first one, at speed, right? And the reason I say speed is because speed has an energy to it. You're not going to say building genuine trust at speed, because that's the complete opposite of speed. It doesn't make any sense. But I could go building genuine trust at speed. I'm speeding up a little bit as I'm saying that. So it's a bit similar to onomatopoeic words, words that sound like they actually are. Have you heard of that before? So for example, like boom or whoosh or meow. Similar to that, similar concept. Okay, so building genuine trust at speed with your prospect is the name of the game. It has to be the number one focus, right? So this one for me, it's not just tonal emphasis. This is like where it comes, there's a bit more emotion and feeling in this, where this is absolute, this is pure conviction. Because I could go, it has to be the number one focus. Now that has tonal emphasis, but it doesn't have any emotional feeling to it. But if I say it has to be the number one focus, this is above everything. For you and I, when it comes to a prospect, hitting our landing page or website. So the most obvious ones that you can honor there, or I can honor, are speed and number one focus. That would be my choice. Now, without it, our prospects don't have a reason to stay, and they go off in search of another service that can solve their challenge. Like solve their challenge. We could put challenge in there. So solve their challenge. And this is like if you don't, I don't know how to explain this emotional feeling, but this, for me, it's like in search of another service that can solve their challenge. It's like, wake the fuck up. Like, if you don't have like this, then they're off. Like, they're going to solve their challenge, but not you. So for me, I would honor that bit. And they ain't ever. Right. For me, this is, they're not coming back. No chance. This is a feeling of, it's not going to happen. Never again. It's not just, and they ain't ever coming back again. They ain't ever coming back again. That's not a fun thought, is it? So those are words that you can honor. Now, let's go on to the next bit. Now, what if I told you there was a way to build genuine trust with your prospects in just 60 days and turn a cold lead, right? So I would do that cold, it's nothing, it's just dead. Cold lead into a warm prospect, right? Now, this might sound like I'm going over the top. I'm raising the expression levels here to make a point as well. So I would do that because they have to sound different. You can't do turn a cold lead into a warm prospect because they sound exactly the same. Right? So turn a cold lead into a warm prospect who's chomping at the bit. Again, that one, I definitely honor that. To pay you money for your service. And not only that, has the potential of doubling. Now that you can't say the word double twice. That doesn't make sense. But it's not just tonal emphasis, and has the potential of doubling your qualified calls with your ideal clients. Okay, so that one, ideal clients, in the next 90 days. You'd want to know more, right? Okay, so now we've gone through this. There's a lot of information here, right? But if you can see the power of going through an entire script with this. Now, it might be actually a very short ad script, or it might be a long VSL script that you have to deliver. Now, if you are going to use a teleprompter or an app, I wouldn't put your script in like this because it would be very difficult to read. That's why I say keep a clean script, go through this process, and trust me, you read it out loud and you do all of this, it's going to go in unconsciously and consciously as well. So when you read your clean script, maybe you just make a few changes, a few underlines or whatever that is. Right, okay. So that's what I mean by honoring the word. So is the right feeling or emotion or weight or energy that actually supports the word to express it in the right way. Okay, now this is the last one we're going to go through. Okay, now right here. Now these brackets are going to be words or phrases that have a specific gesture. And a good question to ask here is, are my gestures supporting my message? If you deliver the script and you want to record yourself and watch it back, this is going to be a good one. Are my gestures supporting my message? Now, So let's look at this. Let's go through the script here. Right, so this one, building genuine trust at speed with your prospect is the name of the game, okay? Now, I'm pretty sure in my VSL that I've already done building genuine trust, like I'm going to go back to here. I said building genuine trust at speed, right? So building, definitely, I'm going to go back to the script now for you. So building would definitely have a gesture on it. And then at speed will, I can go for at speed because I do those. And actually, you know what? You could be building genuine trust, because building genuine trust, yeah, it could be that. Okay, at speed with your prospect is the name of the game. It has to be the number one focus. Now, for me, when I look at that one, I'm going to do that, and then I'm just going to show you. It's an obvious one, right? It's a really obvious gesture, but you might not be thinking along these lines. So number one focus, it has to be the number one focus, okay? So if we go back here, you can also have one. Now there's actually a lot for this one, and there isn't normally a huge amount, okay? But when you're tapped in with this and you're on the level, you'll find quite a few. So number one focus for you and I. So is the number one focus for you and I, right? For you and I. And when I do it, it looks natural, but it's very specific. And if you've never done this before, this is where shit's going to get clunky. Like for me, I'm naturally tuned into that. So I use a lot of gestures that support my message, because that's where my brain has gone. And I've trained myself to do that over the many, many years. I did the acting for 12 years and then been a speaking skills coach for nearly 2 decades. So it's gone right in. You have to keep persisting with this. Okay, so has to be the number one focus for you and I. So now when you say you, don't ever go you, because a point of the finger suggests to people, or makes people feel like they're being told off. So always have an open palm here. Okay, so let's go back to this. For you and I, when it comes to a prospect, okay, hitting our website, hitting our landing page or website. Now, hitting, we don't really need that. We could do something, but it's probably a bit overkill. You don't need a gesture for everything, by the way. Landing page or website, because what we have here is you can actually like potentially do this to when it comes, actually you could physicalize prospect. You could physicalize prospect actually. When it comes to a prospect, kind of hitting our website or our landing page. So you could do, or you can, when it comes to a prospect, hitting our website or our landing page. Now, I'm pretty sure in my VSL that I actually have website and landing page come up as a visual. So let's crack on and go through the rest of it. Without it, our prospects don't have a reason to stay. So they go off. Yeah, this is important. They go off. Could be doing some kind of, they go off, or some kind of hand gesture. They go off in search of another service that can solve their chat. And they ain't, okay, there we go. They ain't ever. Definitely one here. And I'll go full screen again and do this. They ain't ever coming back again. That's not a fun thought, is it? Okay, so here we go. If I'm delivering that. So without it, our prospects, they don't have a, they don't have a reason to stay. I could put one on stay. So they go off in search of another service that can solve their challenge. And they ain't ever, right? That's very clear. They ain't ever coming back again. That's not a fun thought, is it? Okay, so let's go on to the next one. Now, this is pretty intense, right? It's very, very detailed. But trust me, you go through this process and you're going to communicate in a way that you never thought was possible. That's why I said this is the ultimate script breakdown speaking skills masterclass. Okay, now, what if I told you there was a way to build that genuine trust? Okay. And what if I told you there was a way, again, to build, we know that has fought that genuine trust with your prospects in just, now, this is a good one, 6 to 12 minutes. I want to show you in a bit what that is. Turn a cold lead there into a warm prospect. I'm going to do another gesture there. Who is chomping at the bit. Okay. Right, I'm going to do just chomping at the bit to pay you money for your service. Okay. No, there's quite a few here, but I'm just going to do this. It's going to be easier. All right, so here we go. Now, what if I told you there was a way to build genuine trust with your prospects in just 6 to 12 minutes? So 6 to 12 minutes, clear gesture, and turn this cold lead into this warm, that's not necessarily the right one, but I wanted to get a difference. So turn a cold lead into this warm prospect who is chomping at the bit to pay you money for your service. Okay, so now things start to really come to life. So from a visual impact point of view, using gestures that support the message massively increase the clarity of what you say. Okay, and not only that, they have the potential, there we go, I would do doubling. Yeah, that's an obvious doubling your qualified calls with your ideal clients in the next 90 days. Yeah, I'll probably just do doubling there. Oh, you didn't see that. So it's down here. I've got doubling. Right. So, and not only that, have the potential of doubling your qualified calls with your ideal clients. Oh, interesting. Naturally did ideal clients as a gesture there in the next 90 days. You'd want to know more, right? Okay. So what we've got here. So the 4 that we've covered in this video, and if this is the only things you ever did ever again in any script you write or you get given to deliver on YouTube or wherever it is, then this is a really powerful process. Okay, so we've got the beats, tonal emphasis, in green text, words or phrases you can honor, and then words or phrases that have a specific gesture. The next one is pausing, and then there's pacing, but this is enough for today. I'll go over that another day. Okay, so this is the script. This is what your script should look like. You might have a much longer script, and if you do, that's totally cool. Go for it, crack on. Let me know how you get on with this. And look, if you potentially wanted some one-to-one support with this, I do offer some sessions. Like message me on Twitter or connect with me on LinkedIn and say you're interested in a one-to-one script breakdown session. I do between an hour and 90 minutes to kind of give you direct feedback on your own script as well. If you're interested in a video sales letter, go to the link below, videosalesexpert.com. And that's if you run a service-based businesses that uses a book called Funnel. I would love to have a chat with you. And yeah, I hope this has been valuable for you. Well, I know it has if you've watched it, because I haven't shared this before ever. And this is one of the things that my clients over the years have absolutely loved. And like I said, even if you don't have a script, get a script and go through this process, because it has to, by the nature of it, massively increase your speaking skills and the impact you make every time you speak. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you found most valuable. And yeah, I'm really excited for you to go through this. Happy days. I'll see you on another video.